Hey, Morty. This is a little bit right here. You get it? This is a whole bit. Wubba lubba dub dub. Morty. Oh, geez, Rick. Yeah, but I don't think it's such a good idea, Rick. You shouldn't. You shouldn't go making fun of a YouTuber who's bigger than you. He can always punch down. So it's not really smart, Rick. I don't fucking care, Morty. His impressions are shit. He's got about 15 good ones and about 200 shitty ones. And I'm just sick of people sucking his dick, Morty. It's fucking awful and cringy. I'm using a tennis racket as a mic. And I'm using a desk lamp to light myself. So what's up, guys? This video is going to be a little bit different than anything I've done before because there is a YouTuber I currently have a little beef with. His name is Brock Baker, the voice impressionist. And if you don't know who he is, you're lucky. And I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know who he is. So basically, he's this voice impressionist. And his claim to fame is his Man of 100 Voices video. Which, if you were to weave out all the shitty ones, it would be the Man of 10 Voices. But, that doesn't get as many views. But, yeah, he's this voice impressionist who posts a bunch of shitty, cringy content doing shitty voice impressions, thinking they're amazing. Because he even puts in the titles of his videos 10 amazing cartoon impressions, 24 amazing dad impressions. I don't know the actual numbers. I just fucking scroll through the videos to get a little bit of content so I can tell you exactly what his titles say. Yeah. But he thinks very highly of himself, this guy. And this guy has the type of complex that a lot of YouTubers that have been around for a while have, and have a couple of subs. And I know this is coming from a guy with only 18 subs, but this isn't my source of income. So I think I've got a little way to punch up for this. But he's got about 700,000 subs, but he's been doing videos for 10 years. So basically, this guy is the kind of person who can't take criticism, and if he feels like you actually are getting him, he will try to twist things around to make it look best for him, and then start sending people after you without actually saying go after this guy. Because this whole situation started a couple months ago. I think it was his Man of 100 Voices video that I found, and I commented like, dude, you've only got about 10 good voices on here. Keep working on the ones that are good and perfect them, and the ones that aren't quite so good, either drop them off or make them better. You want to go for a quality, not quantity type deal. And he responds with this snarky comment, well, the first 62 that gamers liked it. And he says that it was a playful thing, but based on what I've seen from anyone else who offers any critiques of his impressions, be it good, bad, or in the middle, it was a snarky, smart-ass comment. Because this guy, if you aren't completely sucking his dick about his videos or his impressions, you're going to get a smart-ass or a rude comment. And so after that, I kind of started telling my friends about him, like, hey, look at this video of this shitty voice impressionist. And we do like the Donald Trump playing Pokemon Go. That's the most recent thing that's actually started all this, and is why I'm making the video right now. So it became an inside joke with me and my friends, like, his impressions are shitty. Like, if you were to hop on one of our party chats on any given night we're playing, at some point you would hear a, and all that glitters is gold, only shooting stars make the gores. You would hear that at any given time because it's hilarious, and it annoys the shit out of one of my friends because he hates how fucking cringy it is changing the lyrics to suit a cartoon character like Goofy while doing a shitty impression of Goofy. So, There's a couple other ones, like the Rick and Morty thing that I started this out with, like how he always draws out the stuttering longer than it needs to be, or can't make Rick burp on cue, which it's pretty easy, Morty. And I know my Rick impression's not that good, but I'm not a voice impressionist, so I don't give a fuck. But that's the whole thing. This guy takes things way too seriously. He takes things way too much to heart. Because he's the kind of person who let me get back to my story. The Donald Trump playing Pokemon Go thing. So yeah, it became an inside joke, and my friends and I would always make fun of how shitty his impressions are and stuff like that. And then one day, a couple of my friends came over, and we were sitting around, and I think one of us brought up one of the impressions, or I brought up the Goofy or the Rick and Morty thing. And my friend didn't really know who Brock Baker was, so I was like, oh, dude, you gotta check this out. It's so bad. And so I showed him one of his videos, and we stumbled across Donald Trump playing Pokemon Go. It is the worst Donald Trump impression I have heard. And I have heard Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert's Donald Trump impressions. Yeah. It's a shitty impression, it's a shitty gimmick, and then if you go down to his comments, this is the kicker. Someone said, I thought you said you weren't going to be doing mainstream shit like this. It seems like you kind of went back on your word. And then he tries to go back and say, well, I never said I wouldn't do anything mainstream. I said if I could make it funny, I would. And I found this funny. And the other person was like, well, no, you said you weren't going to do mainstream shit. And he does Donald Trump and Pokemon Go. And this was several months ago when Pokemon Go was still at least kind of relevant. So, he says he doesn't want to do mainstream shit, but he does two of the biggest clickbait things on YouTube at the time, because Donald Trump and Pokemon Go are always going to get you views. I would know about Pokemon Go getting you views, because I've done some clickbait for Pokemon Go, because it's funny clickbait to piss people off. But, yeah, so that was the part I thought was pretty funny about the Donald Trump thing. And so my friend and I were like, oh, dude, this is fucking hilarious. So I was like, yeah, I tried to be really nice to this guy one time when I first found him. I told him, like, he needs to stick with his good impressions and he needs to cut out the bad ones. And my friend was like, oh, yeah, what'd he say? I was like, he was a complete asshole to me. He was like, he said this snarky comment. And I went through and I noticed he says snarky things to anyone. And we were like, oh, he was like, oh, shit, well, we need to do something funny. Let's meme him. And we were like, okay. We go to his Donald Trump video and we're like, this is cancer. And I think my friend goes to another video. I don't know if it's the same one or not. But, yeah, we're both like, this is cancer on his videos. And I go to 2 or 3 and do it. And of course, he replies with, well, the first 62 That Gamers liked it. And so I think I just noticed it today. Or he just replied today. I'm not too sure which one it was. And so I reply like, dude, learn to take some constructive criticism and don't be such a smartass. Like, I just try and, like, call him out. Like, don't be an asshole. Like, take the criticism. If you're an entertainer, you need to learn to take criticism. And he was like, and this guy has gone out of his way to respond to comments of mine on videos that the comments have been dead on for months. So I'm sure he remembers who I am. And I'm not saying this is me being important or anything, but I mean, come on. If there's someone who comments on a video of yours that's been dead, and it's been pretty recent, you're going to remember who they are, because it's like, oh, it's that guy who commented on my dead video. And he was like, what are you referring to? Have you commented before? And I could kind of tell he was just trying to take the high road on everything. Like, oh, I'm trying to be the good person. And I was just basically like, dude, no, like, you're being an asshole. You can't take criticism. And you've been a dick ever since the first time I tried to give you a little bit of constructive criticism, so I'm being an asshole right back to you. And basically said where he's got this longtime YouTuber syndrome where he thinks that he's got this God complex because he's got 700,000 subs that's taken him 10 years to build. So it goes back and forth, and then he posts the conversation on Twitter, and there was a time gap between his last comment and me actually seeing the comment he posted because I was in the middle of doing something. And so I go back and comment like an hour later, but then I go and I see people are coming on my YouTube video typing like this is cancer and stuff like that. And so I think this is Brock using a second account. So I'm like, okay, well, that's your opinion and I disagree. If this is who I think it is, say this from your main account and don't be such a pussy. If this is a random person, oh well. And then a couple of his other fans comment other things after it. Like, wow, learn to take constructive criticism, dude, and stuff like that. So I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, so how could these people randomly be finding this? Because I know there's not that many people watching his video right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I go look at his Twitter, and he's screenshotted the conversation and put it, and this is one of my best roast 'em and toast 'em and roast 'ems or something like that. And just basically trying to like make me look bad to all of his Twitter followers and stuff. So I find it and I start recording back, and I say a couple things back, put everything in context because he wouldn't do it. So that's where we are right now. This guy is a big-headed egomaniac who can't take criticism for his shitty impressions. So I want to issue a little challenge from a non-voice impressionist or voice actor like you call yourself. I'd like to see your body at work, by the way, if you are a voice actor. But I'll issue a challenge to you. Pick your top three best impressions you can do. And I will find my 3 best impressions I can do. And let's see who can do them better. And if I beat you, if my 3 voice impressions are closer to the original than yours, then I would like an apology to me and everyone you have been a complete asshole to for trying to give you a little bit of criticism. And then in the future, take this as a lesson and fucking take criticism. And if I lose, I'll leave you alone. This is a dead meme anyway. And this is pretty much, this probably is, aside from the challenge video, this is going to be the only video I make about this. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I guess I'll tag you in this video or something. I'll put you in the tags and I'll put you in the name, the description, all of it, so you see this. And let's say we'll give this a week. That way you could post your video within the week. And let's see how it goes. And I'll even bring the tennis racket back. I'll put the light right back in my face and I'll make it look just like you, Brock. And it can be official. So, why not? Let's give it a week, see how it goes. And let this be the end of it. That's going to be it for me. And if I post something between now and the challenge, I will. If I don't, I don't. My upload schedule, I keep changing it. I post whenever I want because, like I said, this is a hobby. So, see you later, guys.